So, improving focus and attention. Mindfulness practice, one aspect of it is the repeated training of coming back to a single experience. Oftentimes this will be the breath, but it could be other aspects of our experience like noticing sounds or feeling sensations in the body. But one aspect of mindfulness training is coming back again and again to one particular thing. This is like doing weight training for our brain. It's strengthening our brain's capacity to stay connected to a chosen point of focus. The more we strengthen that capacity, the easier it becomes for our mind to stay on task, to choose something and stay focused on it. I remember being in college or even in high school and reading, and my mind wandering, being distracted, and reading the same paragraph or the same sentence over 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, because every time I would start reading it, by the time I got to the end of the sentence or the paragraph, my mind would have wandered. Are you familiar with this experience? So what mindfulness does is it helps us when we connect with an experience and want to pay attention to it, like reading. The mind stays there more readily rather than drifting and wandering away. This capacity to be focused, to keep our attention in one place, is one of the things that makes us effective in life. The capacity to be focused and have focused attention supports so many things in our life, from learning, being able to stay aware of something and learn from it, to realizing that we've had some kind of an insight, to following through on a project and really making sure that we take a task from beginning to middle all the way through to the end. So the implications of increasing our capacity for focus and attention in life are vast, given how important focus is. Mindfulness practice enhances not just this kind of one-pointed attention, but a whole range of different kinds of attention. The research in neuroscience points to many, many different kinds of attentions that we have, different ways of paying attention. Another very powerful form of attention that mindfulness strengthens that I want to talk briefly about is called metacognitive awareness. Metacognitive awareness is the ability to be aware of our own thinking. Meta meaning like one level up, cognitive thinking, awareness. So if I hold up my hand, what do you see? You probably see my hand, you see the 5 fingers. So usually in our life, we are focused on what's occurring, on the experience, the objects of our attention. Now, if I continue to hold up my hand and I direct your attention to the space between my fingers, the space around my hand, can you be aware of that? Of course, absolutely. Was it there before? Yes. Did you notice it before? Probably not. You were focused on the hand, not on the space around it. So one of the things that metacognitive awareness does is it allows us to shift our attention from what's in the foreground to what's in the background. This has vast implications for our life and our sense of well-being. We can become aware, for example, of an emotion like sadness or anger. Oftentimes when we feel a strong emotion, that emotion is the only thing we're aware of. It's like looking at the hand. Everything else moves to the background and disappears. What metacognitive awareness does is it allows us to take a step back to access that balanced part of mindfulness and recognize, oh, this is sadness or this is anger. It's a feeling. It's an emotion. It's totally natural. All people feel it sometimes, and it's not going to last forever. Eventually, this feeling, this emotion is going to change. It's going to pass. And so that capacity to step back, to widen our awareness, to shift the focus from what's happening to the broader context of our life allows us to have more perspective, more space, more balance with our experience. Another analogy that I like to use to explain this benefit of mindfulness, this metacognitive awareness, this shift in perspective, is it's a little bit like watching a movie. So if we are watching a movie and it's a good movie that we like, we get very engrossed in the movie, right? All of our attention gets consumed by what we're watching, and we forget where we are, maybe even who's sitting next to us. So here in the United States right now, movie theaters are starting to open again. When you go to a movie and the lights go down and there's a big screen, it's like your life and the world disappear and we're just in the movie. So this is what happens in our lives from day to day. We get very engrossed in what's happening from moment to moment, inside ourselves or around us. Now, going back to the movie theater, if somebody coughs or you drop something on the ground, all of a sudden that spell of being lost in the movie gets broken and you remember, you realize, I'm in a movie theater, I'm sitting here, this person's next to me. So mindfulness helps us to shift our focus from just being absorbed in the movie of our life, the events, feelings, and reactions to what's occurring, to having a broader frame of reference, to being able to observe the process of our life and remember what's most important to us. So mindfulness practice really allows us to deepen these kinds of life skills. So this is one whole benefit of mindfulness, increasing our focus and strengthening different kinds of attention, like metacognitive awareness.